Ladies and gentlemen, when Democrats have to compensate for a president, a current occupant in the Oval Office that gives the impression he's utterly decrepit and can't communicate effectively, and perhaps there's some issues upstairs, when the entire planet looks at our current president and says, okay, there's likely something dreadfully wrong. Democrats, strategists have to then make everything morally relative, have to engage in projection. And what they did is because the current occupant in the Oval Office gives off this aura or this image that he's utterly decrepit, doesn't have the ability to really communicate and makes up words, slurs his speech because it is so absolutely apparent that Democrats, whether it's the Pennsylvania senator or our current president, will vote for anyone as long as they're a Democrat. What they do then is create an alternate reality. Well, it is true that the current president literally makes words up, and we'll hear, you can see it, a clip of him a little later in this segment where you have our current president literally just making things up in the most bizarre way in terms of new words and like slurring and just really bizarre speech patterns where you would question someone's ability to think. What they did was they said, we're going to fabricate, create, and conjure up and just completely make up this myth that Trump wears a diaper. Okay, Trump does not wear a diaper, but uh, one channel got 1.1 million views accusing Trump of getting a diaper. Then there's 711,000 views. 289,000 views, 223,000, 2.8 million. Oh, he stands weird. Okay. And so you have 1.5 million views. Okay. So then the Tonight Show, Jimmy Fallon, 781,000 views. Okay. So then okay. So here you get this issue where this man because the entire world knows that if he wasn't a Democrat running against Trump with the entire political system backing him, a person who communicated like this man couldn't become mayor of a small town. But because everything is always relative to Trump, they fabricate and have to create. So the truth about how this man communicates, the truth, is equal to a lie, a hoax, an absurd myth that Trump wears diapers because his pants seem, puffed up in certain regions. So therefore, he must wear diapers, and it's just the same, and he's worse than Biden. And so that's the way they think. They have to make things up. They did that, and you'll hear this actual speech later, but they did that with the entire Trump Russia. Hit subscribe to the channel. Cash flow to Clinton Foundation amid Russian uranium deal. New York Times. They're the ones with years and years of incriminating not only ties, but absurd deals where now we're talking about nuclear confrontation and there was an actual uranium issue. Here you want to talk about, he gave polling data. They gave polling data. Mueller didn't find anything. Mueller didn't indict Trump, but he did find that there were ties to the Kremlin. Really? Bill Clinton met Putin after asking to meet top nuclear industry official. You have Bill Clinton meeting you know who, okay, outside Moscow. Not a word from Democrats. But what they did is they then created their own hoax and myth. These are the people who cry and pontificate and give these sermons about truth and Trump and his lies. Clinton and DNC fined by FEC over dossier. They purchased a dossier, fines Clinton and DNC for misreporting Steele data. They used campaign money, the money they stole from Bernie Sanders. Okay, when they cheated Bernie Sanders, they used $200 million to buy a dossier to create and fabricate a Cold War myth. Hit subscribe to this channel right now. Then BuzzFeed published it. And the way they got at the way they circumvented legal repercussions, they said, well, the U.S. government, these reports allege Trump has. It was completely fabricated. There was no evidence that Trump ever had any ties. You think Trump actually met with you know who, like Bill Clinton did? Do you think that there were tens of millions of dollars going into Trump's foundation? And then a uranium deal with that country? No. But see, again, they project and accuse of what they're guilty of or what they represent. So we can listen to this right here. Okay? This is 10 billion trillion like endless number times worse than even if Trump wore a diaper. Let's see if you can hear this. Let's see if you can hear this.
I'll lead an effective strategy to mobilize true international effort to pressure.
What did this man just say? What on earth did this man just say? Is this equal to Trump wearing a diaper? To the morally superior? Yes. And by the way, this is the way Democrats think. This man making up a word, slurring speech, and giving off the aura or image that there's something not right upstairs is the same as a lie told by a Republican strategist that has his own skeletons with tweets that he wrote a decade back. This is the same as a lie about Trump wearing a diaper. Do you understand what's going on? And so when Trump visited Ohio, he went with bottled water that, God forbid, he was selling. And then they said, oh my God, because the water is contaminated. So I would much rather drink Trump's spring water or whatever than what's taking place in Ohio right now under the watch of Biden and the current transportation secretary, Mayor Pete. And no regulation couldn't stop what took place. Go and read how it happened. And so you have complete cognitive dissonance. This is the same as Trump with a diaper. But the reality is everybody knows it's not. Trump, there's no evidence that Trump ever wore a diaper. And even if he did, he would still be a billion times, let's just say, healthier than a person Democrats believe is a great leader. So if I'm speaking in a verbose manner, I have to do that. But ladies and gentlemen, share this with anyone who thinks that Trump wore a diaper. He did not wear a diaper. He doesn't wear diapers. And yes, the current occupant in the Oval Office is nowhere near Trump. No, light years away from him in terms of physical and cognitive abilities. We'll leave it at that. Anyone with a functioning brain cell can see that. But because they're embarrassed, because they realize the whole planet sees what they see and what we see and what you see and what I see, they created a myth. And the myth gets them a whole lot of views and a whole lot of money. If they can lie about Trump, it is extremely lucrative. Whether accusing him of working with a foreign country, because to defeat Clinton or wearing a diaper or his tax returns or anything that they've yelled about and screamed about that is a complete and utter lie after they cheated Bernie Sanders and then blamed Russia for letting us know. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe right now.